Boom. Yes, it is. It is Tuesday night. It is.
Yes, it is.
JFK release night. It is all kinds of things, and y'all are joined with us. We're joined with you. We're all one. I sound like James Hetfield from Metallica. You are one. You're one with us. We're one with you. Wild intro. Wild intro. What's up, boys?
Oh,
What's
not
up?
much. Not much. I do have an announcement, though. I have an announcement, guys.
Right off the top.
So stick it with $50 on the
Let's go. Johnny K. Johnny K. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it, man. We appreciate it. What's happening, fellas? What's happening? I know life has been busy for all of us. Things have been kind of nuts.
Yeah.
How was your St. Patrick's Day celebrations? How are y'all?
Yeah, I'm good, buddy. How you doing, man? What's going on, JR? I mean,
I'm
where
good,
were you?
gentlemen.
I saw a picture you posted last night about midnight, like you rocking on the stage. Yeah.
Oh, that was last week. Yeah, somebody had sent me, or I shared something. Yeah. No, I'm good, man. I hadn't talked to you guys since we recorded last week. Thanks everybody tuning in this week again, man. Looking forward to this. Some new things popping up right before we kick this show off. I've got 2 pork tenderloins with some tease loaded down with T-Bird on there right now, so I'm gonna have to take those off mid-show somewhere. Y'all gonna get a live of JR having to babysit his meat. But
imagine that.
Yeah, no kidding. But no, I had that going. I was going to try to do it earlier. I got caught up earlier today and was running a little behind. But glad we got this show kicked off. I'm glad to catch up. I want a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, from Bubba to, like we were talking earlier, the JFK files. I mean, we got March Madness, all kinds of fun stuff happening right now. And I know we've all been busy, but that's springtime, right, guys? It's coming out of winter. We got to get all the limbs up out of the yard. We got to do all the stuff you got to do in the winter.
Dodge tornadoes.
All that. Here comes springtime. But I can tell you today, when I walked outside, man, it was a beautiful day. The azaleas are blooming. It is a beautiful day in the South right now. A beautiful night tonight. A good crisp, clean air. Got the windows open. Don't have to have your heat on or your air conditioner at home right now. It's
the Masters is coming. You could just feel it. Spring is sprung.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
And with March Madness, we'll talk about that later in the show. But that is one of the most exciting couple of weeks. The first couple of weeks of that is the most exciting time of any sport because you've got so much action happening every day of the week. You can watch it. It's like the Olympics, I guess, would be the only one that's more action because it's all day, every day. But March Madness is great, right? Because of that.
I love it.
It is phenomenal, especially those first. I mean, don't get me wrong, the whole thing can be wildly entertaining, but those first 2 weeks, man, you know what I mean? Like people, there's so much going on there. You got these Cinderella stories that some of those make it through and they make their runs. Then some of the ones that you expect to win, suddenly they're out. Like it is just, it's madness. That's why it's March Madness. You know what I mean?
And the brackets. And everybody listening to this, as well as everybody on this show right now, knows you've got it is expanded from where you used to fill out a bracket and give it to someone to where now you have so many leagues and teams to join and groups to join and brackets to fill out. It's absolutely crazy how big that's taken off with the bracket and giving away $1 million if you perfect bracket and all these type gimmicks. And no one ever gets it. No one's ever gotten a perfect bracket. I don't think, have they? Has anyone ever?
Not that I ever heard of.
That's a good question. That is a good question. Y'all look that up, chat. I'm going to give you some shout outs here in a second, but that's a great question, JR. Hopefully by the end of this show, if nothing else, I'm going to put this into Chat GPT and find out for us, at least try to get an answer. That's a great question. I don't know if anybody's ever had, like, in one of these $1 million challenges, like the ESPN thing or CBS Sports or whatever.
One of those,
Yeah, I don't know. I know I won't have one this year. There's just no way.
No,
I never have. And it doesn't matter if I really try to think about it and watch a lot of college hoops that year, or if I just pick the team's color combination I like the best. It really doesn't matter. It
doesn't matter.
I tell you what, though.
Hey, can you pause that? I'm gonna go grab this real quick. Duke me out. I'll be right back. 2 minutes.
Perfect.
Do you think,
no problem.
Bro?
That'll work.
I like it. In, out. Here we are. So listen, I got to say this right now. I got to get this. I mean, this is amazing. For the first time in 8 years, dude. My Troy Trojans are heading back to the dance.
Yeah.
Baby. They are heading to the dance again. Let's go, T-Roy. Take the stairs.
Let's go, T-Roy.
Take the stairs.
I'm riding with them, baby. I'm riding.
Dude,
Let's go.
I like the energy, everything that they're bringing up there, dude. Like what Scott Cross has done with that program is absolutely phenomenal, dude. It's so good, and it's finally paid off. This is his 4th year there now, and like here we are, and 4 years in a row where they've won 20 games plus. So now they're finally
time
getting there. Yeah, so
I'm happy for them. It's fun talking Cinderellas, and we'll get to all of that with JR later on the show. We're going to close with March Madness tonight. No secrets here. We're going to close with that because you know us, we could get long-winded, and some of this could be used not only against us, but in a future Bubba show. That could be what we're doing tonight. Who knows? We're just here rocking and rolling, recording, and having a good time. Blacey, pumped. I'm pumped about some things while we're waiting on JR to get back. Pumped about a few things. Number one, me a video this evening from a restaurant, and that'll be coming out later this week. I'll show it Thursday on the show as well. Probably going to just drop it on Thursday, and then we'll talk about it on the show too. But man, great review. Looking forward to everybody seeing that. And he says he has more in the can, so looking forward.
Yes, I do. My travels have taken some fine food establishments and cool places. So that's all dropping here. I'm doing some food reviews all over the place. So yeah, cannot wait. More to come. Plenty more to come.
Love it, man.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. I ate at a place today in Luling, Louisiana called Mariano's Italian Eatery. I dropped a little story. Oh boy, look at
guys! I had to, as I took these off the grill, I had to show you. And this picture doesn't do these justice. That's the T-Birds barbecue rub, and y'all, it's got because it's got that cane sugar in it. It gives it a little crust. Man, it is crispy on the outside.
Wow.
If y'all could smell and see this right now, look, that's just two basic pork tenderloins.
Go wrap them bad boys up. Just let them wrap and hang out themselves.
I'm just gonna let them sit. I'm just gonna let them sit on the stove just like that. Let them just soak it back in and chill out.
Yeah, let them rest. At the end of this show, you're gonna be in heaven. What are you citing?
Imagine that at the end of the show, I'm gonna be starving. Like we always are at the end of the show. I love
yeah, 100% you're going to be. Yeah, I'm starving. Just looking at that. I haven't eaten yet.
But, you know.
All right, I'll be right back. Let me go put this
You may not have, you go ahead. He may
No.
not have a pot of gold waiting on him, but he's got a dang tray of meat waiting on him.
I mean, look at that, y'all.
rainbow.
Really, I had to show those off.
So
That came out better than I even
Yes.
expected. I've never done this, just a pork tenderloin like this with the T-Birds only. That's all I did. I just mashed it in
That's
there
all
real
you did,
good, let
okay.
them get to room temperature. I didn't poke anything. I just rubbed them down. But man, it is flaky. Oh God. Anyway,
That looks so good.
Love it. Love
I
it.
like it. I like it. Live cooking, live action right here, folks. Live action.
Live action, talking about clips and all that. You'll be seeing that one again. Guaranteed. Guaranteed
food.
in some form or fashion.
Did we think we would see JR doing like a food cooking clip? Probably not. You know what I mean? He's not a big cooker.
Didn't have that in the cards tonight.
And suddenly, boom, just a beautiful
Bam, there it is.
piece of meat there. God, it's so good. I'm so jealous.
There's a
a pork
very
tenderloin
quick and
is
easy
so
video.
underrated. Like it's like I go to it almost last in my mind as I think about meat.
know.
But damn, it always delivers too. You know what I mean? It's
Every
such a
single
good-
time, as long as you don't overcook them, you don't get them dry. Every single time, you can do whatever you want them with them. You can fillet them open. You can stuff them with cream cheese. I mean, it's endless with what you can do with that. It's a beautiful cut of meat, and it's a beautiful cut of meat. No one loves it more than me.
Hey, Amanda got one not too long ago, and she got it from Winn-Dixie, and dude, it had some sort of a bacon action already going on in it. And then she baked it, and it crisped up this bacon. I mean, it was a bunch of bacon, but it was like a sugary, almost like the Billionaire bacon, where it had the sugary coating on the bacon. I felt like, my God, that was one of the best pre-marinated like pork tenderloins I've ever eaten. She cooked that, and I was like, wow, this is special.
I love that about Louisiana is every little one of these little stores, Billy's and Kartchner's and Bergerons, all these places have all of these already pre-made Cajun seasoning, Cajun stuffed, all that ready to buy.
God.
And they're not that crazy. They're like $15 for a stuffed one. You know, Rouse's has them too. I mean, they're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. just such a versatile piece of meat. The pork, we're still on the pork loin.
We're still talking about the pork loin for sure. We are.
Yeah, you got to watch out for those PSA. Watch out for those Smithfields. That's all those, and probably anything that's repackaged and everything else. That's all owned by foreign entities now.
Yeah, you told me that China. It's all China meat.
Yeah, you did.
Isn't that crazy? But anyway, let's don't get too deep on conspiracy. Let's keep it light and fun to start with. Let's don't get too deep on our conspiracy world yet.
Yeah, we're going to dive into some of that conspiracy here in just a minute. But I do got to give a shout out to Mariano's Italian Eatery. Just had an amazing time. Y'all will be seeing more from that as well this week. Great little meal today. I had a Southwest chicken with bacon on Gambino's French bread, toasted French bread with honey mustard, not a Southwest ranch bacon ranch deal, but with honey mustard. Oh my God. It was so good. It was just melted in your mouth when you ate on it. Oh yeah. But we talked. Josie, super cool. Been working there 19 years. And she gave me good advice. We were talking. I was like, I think I just want a salad. Like, I didn't come in here to eat anything. I didn't go in there thinking about food reviews or anything. I just literally went there to eat. And then, bam, I'm going back tomorrow. I may be back Thursday and maybe back there Friday. I'm going to maybe review the whole menu by the end of the week. I'm going back. Unbelievable. Great place.
Sometimes you find gold. You know what I mean? You just find absolute gold. What is that meat place? You were talking about meat a while ago. What is that place when I was driving back in from Texas? I had to do that training deal. I stopped in at that little meat place out there in the middle of nowhere, and I was like blown away at all
the truck stop one. Best stop.
It had those little wings I had. I got their little ribs. Had those fried ribs. Just that's a little extra. That's
that's
like pork rinds.
The one you stopped at a place that was not too far out of Lake Charles.
Yeah, it's like the original one. They've got a couple of those. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they have Billy's, they have Best Stop, they have there's
Best
a bunch
got
of places.
Those cracklins,
I can't remember where, but
was it Best Stop that I went to? Was it the original Best Stop or something? Like
it may have been.
Dude, there's so much meat in there. Like I was blown away. I had to kind of regroup.
That's it.
I didn't even know.
That's got to be it. Yeah, and they've got the.
I don't know, man. They're all like that.
Yeah,
JR, they're all like that now. Like they've blown up. You've got Billy's and Karchner's and Best Stops, and they're blowing up on every exit like a damn Buc-ee's in the state
Buc-ee's,
now.
Yeah, Buc-ee's.
It's like Buc-ee's, but it's Buc-ee's with boudin.
If you build it, they will come. Yeah, we had in Thibodaux. They had Bourgeois Meat Market, and that was my favorite because they got turkey head cheese. I mean, that's incredible. And then we had the Cajun Meat Market in Houma, where, like you said, you could get the stuffed things. I mean, it's reasonable, already ready to rock. I mean, and they had lunch plates too. Now I didn't even ask. I said, I'll just take a lunch plate. I didn't even want to know what it was. Whatever it was fine for $9.
Isn't it crazy? Like all the stuff that's going on in there. Like I said, I just bought literally checking out. Look to my left, and they've got just a bucket of just deep fried ribs that they'd done. I thought some of those in a bag too, and I just ate those on the way. I was like, this is crazy.
It's interesting to me too how those type places can sell wild game. Some places can, some places can't.
Like venison and stuff. I don't know how that works
because you can get alligator there. You can get alligator there, duck, any kind of seafood.
Everything,
anything.
Quail,
rabbit,
all that action.
Rabbit. My boys over in Eunice, some of those places like the Supret and places like that over there, and I mispronounce things all the time, but Mamu. Over in there, yes, you can get turtle,
all that,
but it's like all that kind of stuff.
But you can't sell that. I mean, but you can't.
I don't know how they do it either.
You know what I'm saying? There's a workaround there somehow.
I
like it. I'm glad it should be. You should be able to. You should
Maybe
be
it says not for human consumption on the package, and we just don't know.
Or it has to come from a farm or something. It can't be wild caught. Yeah, maybe.
Turtle farm.
Wild.
You cannot catch a turtle by the leg crossing the road and sell it in a meat market. You got to rate.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Here's some way, some law. Somebody in chat, I'm sure knows. Speaking of chat, sorry guys, we took us a few minutes to get to you, but glad you're here. Have a large crowd in here. Sure. I don't know where everybody's watching from, but we have about, like 180 people in here right now.
Awesome, man. Thank y'all for showing up.
Yeah, thanks for showing up. Appreciate y'all being in here. Ladies and gentlemen, it would not be a show if Mr. Paul Rogers was not in the house.
That's why they call him Bad Company.
And that's why they call Terry Wayne Foster Hollywood Foster, baby, because he's coming to us live from Hollywood, California, baby. He must be.
He is really in Hollywood,
California. He really is. Florida. Yes, I've been seeing.
Okay.
Hollywood, California. He's in
big time,
Hollywood.
Huh? He's gone big time. So we put him over, hadn't we? So us talking about him on Tigs Bits is finally getting his big break now.
He left.
Send us a picture. Send us a picture from Lemmy's spot. Lummy's spot at the Rainbow when you're there. Take a ride out, get a cab over to the Rainbow and have a drink in Lummy's spot.
That's awesome.
Do it, dude. Do it.
Lemmy's.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've already given him one shout out. We will give him another Jawco sticker. Johnny K. Thanks for joining us, my man. Thanks for joining us. Yes. Good evening, Rainy. What is happening, Rainy? Good to see you. It's good to see you. I love it, man. All the regs in here. Big E
in the house.
Big E says to please click that thumbs up button. Please, by all means, do that. Please do that. And look, do us a favor, too. Hit that follow button on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We're dropping new episodes every Monday and Thursday. Some of you will see some of these. They may be repeats to you that are here in this live audience, but to everybody else, they're not. So if you love the show, I know a lot of y'all that are in here do, leave us a quick rating, give us a review. It helps more people find us. It helps spread the word. And look, hey, you can always do like Johnny K and support us. We have the QR code up. I got to go to the right way. Right up there at the top. Yeah, hit that QR code.
Right.
And it'll send it right to us if you're feeling generous and frisky. No promises tonight. But, we'll get there. Over the line. What's up, man? I'm so behind on podcasts that I haven't been able to check out their last two, but don't you worry. I'm coming to it. And I agree. If you're not subscribed to Tigs Bits, you should be publicly shamed and maybe hung. No, that's maybe going too far.
Hey, we have a problem. Brantley, let's just call us out. I love when we make mistakes. You realize that the live, does everybody else see that? Where it says live and the 17-minute counter?
No, they don't see that. No,
okay, so never mind. That's just me. So I'm just blocked. I was trying to see if I could, because that live was over the damn QR code.
Oh, yeah, no, that is not there. That's just there for us, so we know it's recording. But it does that.
Yeah,
if we're not
I didn't know we were recording live until I saw that actually a couple minutes ago. So good thing I didn't. Good thing I'm so polished I don't say anything crazy.
We're so dialed in here. Like,
hey guys,
we pre-game plan for 45 seconds before we started.
Yep. Which I think's way too much, by the way, just for the record, as we're on public air. I think
we got to drill that down.
We know.
I think you just turn it on and go. But here we go. Hey, so the closest anyone has ever gotten on the men's side was an Ohio man in 2019 who predicted the entire tournament into the Sweet 16. If you do happen to make a perfect bracket, you could be more than just bragging rights. Pickers have been offered as much as $1 billion to hit the full bracket. Damn. But which, by the way, no one has ever. No one's ever gotten it.
So it's never happened.
What's it like? One in like 6 million, or is it more?
One in 120 billion. 1 to 120 billion odds.
I'm way off. That's crazy town.
That is
crazy town. So many factors involved. I mean, it is. But you still would think somebody would have gotten one.
I know it's just 64 teams. You know what I mean? It's just 64
everybody
teams.
Picks it. It's not like only a handful of people get to make brackets too. Everybody makes multiple brackets. You can make as many as you want, and no one's ever gotten it.
I feel like I've got it.
We'll get to the brackets here at the end for sure. But let's jump into a little Bubba news.
Yeah,
this is something that happened last week, and I found it interesting. And I don't know. I'm hoping that the chat can chime in and maybe fill us in a little bit on what, if anything, has come from it. But as soon as I saw it and heard it, I went, oh boy. Oh boy. So Bubba decided last week to pardon. I think that was the term they finally came up with. To pardon all of the blocked people that was in all of his social media.
Wow. You think that includes Mike Calta?
I mean, it sounded like it was a complete thing. I don't see how that could include Mike Calta. Like, I think you have to be selective at some point. I don't know how labor intensive it is based off of the reactions just Lummy's face, which he doesn't ever sell frustration or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
But I saw him kind of slunk a little bit, like shit.
Oh my God, here we go again. Huh?
I got it now. Here we go again, and now I have to go through. You probably have to individually click. There's God knows with a show rocking like theirs, they probably have 1,500 people. I don't know.
Point.
Some of the admins are
staring at everything. Yeah.
So, what do you think about that? That's a good idea. Is it crazy? Should we follow and unleash the 10 or 15 people that we blocked? I mean, is this?
I don't think we're there yet. I think let's keep things smooth and rolling.
Okay, good. That's I agree. Yeah. So that's settled. Great.
Bubba's still trying to work.
I say we allow them and challenge them to a Spartan fight at the Props Brewery, all in ancient chainmail.
Oh, wow.
I miss
Props.
a
random thought.
I miss props. It's been a minute since we've done a props show.
Yeah, it has been. It's just, but it
hadn't worked out.
It hadn't worked out. Coming soon. It's there, and their internet is there, and it's blazing fast. If we want everyone to do a function, we could get out there and do some sort of a fight. You know what I mean? We could get out there in the grass and roll around and have just absolutely beautiful video live streamed from the outdoors at Props.
For sure. I mean, I think that'd be great. I'd love to get in and spar it with a couple of these jackasses that have left us some dumbass content and comments, not content. They've certainly not given us anything. But they have given us a little content. A little heat is fun for sure, but it gets to a point where it's just like, it was cute. It was funny. I love it. And then it's like, this is your... I love it so much. Your gimmick's getting old. It's the same old thing for everybody. Everybody knows your gimmick. I've had enough. So I'm done.
Bubba's got a documentary coming out. So he's opening every avenue, every gate, haters, lovers, people that are indifferent. He wants everybody to be tuned in. He wants all the good move. It's a good move. Yeah, bring everything. Excellent. As this thing drops, I want every avenue, every gate open.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you do all the press you can. That's back in the that's how I got to do the podcast with McConaughey that time. He had a book coming out. You got a book coming out. You talk to any and everybody you can. You don't leave no stones unturned. You tap you reach everybody you can. Because I actually saw too. Did y'all see the what was that today? Bubba posted something about the was he getting nominated for Radio Hall of Fame?
Oh, I don't know.
Let's see. I'm gonna read this. This was 4 hours ago. Bubba Army, as I've been able to slow down and look at some things online, I noticed National Radio Hall of Fame has opened up its nomination process. I don't know when it reopened, but it closes Monday, March 31st. I also didn't know the public could nominate. Is my understanding that all the nominees.
So we need to nominate Bubba. That's absolutely. Okay,
need to get on that.
Oh, here we go. Bubba. Yeah, Big
Absolutely.
E says he wanted people to go on the site and do a write-in. So hell yeah, everybody out there, hit
RadioHallOfFame.com. RadioHallOfFame.com is where you want to go.
There it is.
To get this action done.
Yeah, let's do this.
Well, good thing we're talking about it, because Seth's at Disneyland or something with his kids, so he's not on top of making sure we're spreading this word. So, but he knows we got his back. See, boys, Lummy, Seth, we got y'all's back. We're always looking out for you guys. You know how we roll. We know you do it for us.
Damn right we do. And welcome, Nick the Gun Guy. Good to see you, man. I've been seeing some of the artwork that Nick the Gun Guy does on there on social media. I guess Instagram, I guess is where I'm saying. I don't know. It's all such a blur these days, but good job on that, man. Appreciate you being in here with us. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I think you're right. The heat could be good. The heat could be good. Did you guys see this last night? I'm not going to show it because I'm sure that everybody has seen it, but did y'all see Tracy Morgan puking courtside at the New York Knicks game?
Yeah, and he got started off in a wheelchair afterwards. I hope it was like you just drank too much is what I'm hoping, but I don't know, man.
Well,
I don't know what it was.
He came out today. Let me pull it up. He came out today and
seen nothing.
Said he had food, but you haven't seen this.
No,
and
I've seen
hardly anything either.
I've been on the bus for like 2 weeks straight. So any current event and new stuff, I have missed it.
He claims food poisoning. He's claiming food poisoning. Hold on a second.
St. Patrick's poisoning is what he got. He was vomiting. Like, he couldn't even get up to vomit.
Oh,
he
yeah.
Get up after he vomited. Well, they get him in a wheelchair.
They carried him out in a wheelchair.
Maybe he was sick.
I mean, he certainly was sick. There ain't no doubt about that. I mean, homeboy was sick as hell, but
it's weird to just sit there and just puke. Like, if I'm puking, I'm running. I'm trying to get somewhere. But you know what? I'll let you play this, and I do want to bring up a point about pukers.
So he's already puked once here. You can see the pile, but here he goes. This is a miserable feeling. Gotta help.
The guy standing next to him. It's like, you ain't puking on my shoes. I'm gonna stand up and watch you, buddy.
No. And then they had to wheel him out. I mean, dude, he's never gonna live that down.
No, he's not.
He's never gonna live that. Of all the things, so I hate it for him. I don't know. Maybe he's clipped as all get out. I have no idea.
Maybe he's sober as he can be, because I know pukers are different. There's different pukers. Like, all right, so my son is a puker, and he's still a puker to this day. As a kid, I used to think it was a kid thing. Like, he just doesn't understand. Like, if you feel like you got to throw up, let's run to a toilet. Let's go somewhere to throw up, because that's what I do. If I feel like I got to I'm getting to a place to do it. But some people, when it happens, they just get overwhelmed and they just kind of become paralyzed and they just start throwing up. And I'm like, can you get up and move? Like, do your legs quit working when you have to throw? I don't get it. But it is a thing, because he still to this day will stand there and just puke, and he just can't stop. And I don't mean to call Amanda out, but Amanda's the same way. Like, I've seen it, she feels bad and we're just sitting there. It's like 8, and it's like, can we not move along?
I've been a mover. Like, I'm trying to run somewhere
some
away.
People become paralyzed. Some people just become paralyzed. So
for good or
to
for
his
good
credit,
or bad,
he may have been sober as heck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's a great point, Blasey, because good or bad, I've unfortunately seen a lot of people throw up over the years, and you're right. There are there's some that will can hide and will choke it down or do something, and then some that, like you said, paralyzed, just right there on can't helpless. So that's weird. I wonder if there's any studies on how that works. I'm sure somebody's funded a big old money and then somebody pocketed it to do a study.
They have. They have.
But that's a good point, though, because that really happened. He might be like that, and depends on how bad. If a food poison came over him and he was like, I think I need to go use the bathroom, and then he's like, he goes, I'm all right. And then he goes, sits, and it starts kicking in, and you get real sick, and it gets hot.
Hot.
He had a jacket on.
It's hot,
people, and he's like,
the
well,
noise.
Think about too. If you get up from courtside, you know how far it is to get somewhere. Unless you know where a trash can is behind something over there, you got to get up, go down through a vomitory into a hallway.
Yeah.
So, I would have grabbed a cup or my jacket or something.
If it hadn't been St. Patrick's Day, I wouldn't even be assuming this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but I just assume it. But again, there's that weird anomaly where people, like, just as sober as they can be, and just as I've seen it. You know what I mean? Like firsthand, like you just become paralyzed. And it's like, and it happens one. They just sit there. And I'm like, are we gonna move? Like, can we not get to a toilet? And can we not put this somewhere else? Some people just cannot. I believe it's innate, and there's nothing that they can do about it.
That's it.
Point. Yeah,
no doubt. JR, so any of the times that you've been in the beautiful Madison Square Garden, which I know that you've played there, I'm pretty sure you told us that you played there before.
I've been to the Garden. Yep, we opened from Randall Lambert at the Garden.
Did you ever see anybody puke at the Garden?
I did not see anybody. I might have puked at the Garden. I barely remember being at the Garden, to be honest with you. No, and I think we played there with Eric Church too one time. But no, I vaguely remember. That was a long time ago. A lot of shows in between, but it was a very special moment. I don't think I saw anybody puke. A lot of people partying.
I bet
I was. But I was like a kid in a candy store. I'm trying to find the exact hallway that Hulk Hogan walked out of at WrestleMania, and I'm staring at the ceiling, the thing that hangs down from the ceiling, it's still the original type thing. It says MSG on it.
Position yourself with that when you come out. Yeah.
I'm just looking at that. I'm in the hallway looking at the ramp thinking, man, this is where because it's really a tight load in, and it's not, because it's old, it's not made for modern stuff. You got to ramp everything up a spiral corridor in the back to get
in
stuff
the damn
up
middle of downtown. How does an 18-wheeler get to that
you
thing?
Stop traffic. You have to spend a lot of money to have police and shut the roads down. It's a system. Yeah. And the buses have to stay across the river. And I mean, it's an ordeal, but I can only imagine being in there. a building like that, you know, with just a lot of people in general, he's got a jacket on. Even if it was cool when you walked in, all them people get around, it gets hot, you get to moving, and then you don't feel well. I could see it. You know, I hate it for him because I'm a big Tracy Morgan fan, obviously.
Oh, me too. I love it.
I think when Eddie Murphy did the playing Tracy Morgan on the SNL skit recently, I thought, man, Tracy's kind of like a new Eddie, kind of. I'm not putting Eddie's the GOAT, obviously, but Tracy feels he's got a nice niche for himself that's kind of like Eddie was, kind of like, I don't know, kind of bad boy, kind of like I'm too big, I'm you know, I'm not just everybody else kind of deal, I guess.
What do you mean I'm bad boy with my brain grapes?
What he did, Mr.
That's my Morgan. I've never even done an impersonation of him, but there you get it.
It's great.
He said so. He called brain grapes on something. He called it you blowing my brain grapes.
Oh, that one. I love that one. He goes,
sounds just like
I only eat 4 cheese lasagna. You bring me a 3 cheese lasagna, I ain't eating it.
I love
Eddie
it.
doing him, but it was great. But anyway, so yeah, I hate that.
I'm
sure we'll hear more about it. It'll come out. Hopefully, it was just food poisoning. He gets over it. He don't have flu or nothing crazy. You never know.
Crazy, man, crazy. I don't know if y'all saw this today. Before we dive into JFK, I didn't mean to make that rhyme, but I sure did today. Did y'all see Happy Gilmore 2, the trailer for it? It came out today.
I have not.
I did see that.
Yeah, that's cool. Heck yeah, that's real cool.
It looks great, man. It looks great. It does. It looks fun, nostalgic. I mean, it's going to be, how do you beat the original? You know, I don't think, is it going to be funnier than the original? No, not a chance.
Probably not. But we're glad that there's more.
But it could be fun.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
You got to try.
It's like Top Gun 2.
If not, it's the what if. If not, it's man, they should have. Man, they should. I can't believe they didn't.
Yeah, they should have done it. And if
it bombs, they say, well, it wasn't as good as the first one. So you can't win. There's no winning, but you got to do it.
No,
you got to do it. You got to do it. What? But I want to see that movie in the theater, man. And it's coming out on Netflix.
What?
It ain't gonna be in the theater.
Well,
yeah.
I don't like that.
Maybe they'll put it in the theater, but yeah, that kind of like
crazy, isn't it? That's kind of wild.
But I mean, Netflix is paying Adam Sandler a boatload, and when I say boatload, I'm talking about a boatload. Maybe a couple of Navy carrier ships loads of money to do that stuff. So
2 Ubers and a
it's
Lyft.
going to obviously do well. That'll be your number 1 movie of the summer, I do believe. I mean, it comes out July 25th.
Well, we'll be all people in our age group for sure.
Heck yeah,
for sure. Yeah. I can't wait. So yeah, I wish we could show the trailer on here, but we've been slapped on the wrist with that one before. So lesson learned.
Yep. We don't want to get in trouble with that action, do we? Nope.
No, we do not. Nick the Gun Guy says that he can make us some custom Yeti low balls for the show. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, we're in on that.
Dude, that would be awesome.
Let me shoot us a DM, a text, whatever, through whatever social media, an email, and let me know what you need, and I'll send you over a whatever kind of file you need or whatever graphic.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Thank you, brother. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
He makes all kind of cool stuff, dude. Yeah.
He does, dude. He does.
I got to spend some time with that guy. Yeah, he's I think he even gave me a ride home. So yeah.
I got to hang out with him a little bit too.
He's a good dude. Yeah.
Super good dude, man. Super good dude. Well, the big news, I think why we got a lot of people in here, because the name of this show is the JFK Files Released on Twitter. So, you got to hit the algorithm sometimes, but we're going to talk about it briefly. It happened just before this show aired, before we even went out. I was at the gym and saw that it came out, so I immediately started using Grok and ChatGPT's deep research function. Like, you've seen these 80,000 pages that were released today. What is your summary? What is happening? Can you tell us a little bit more? I mean, I don't have a ton of stuff really to read. Basically, here's what Grok said. I'm just going to read what it said. I've started digging into the 80,000 pages of JFK files released today following Trump's order. Given my processing speed, I can handle large volumes quickly. Think hours, not months like a human might need. So far, the initial scans align with what early reports are saying. No earth-shattering revelations. The documents include about 2,400 newly identified FBI records, and they seem to reinforce the established narrative. Lee Harvey Oswald likely acted alone with no definitive proof of a conspiracy. There's new context, though. Details on Oswald's Mexico City trip, CIA surveillance, FBI warnings before his death, and some agency communication breakdowns. Nothing's jumped out as a game changer yet, but it's a massive data set, and I'm still cross-referencing. I'll keep analyzing and can update you as I find anything noteworthy.
That's amazing,
Thank you,
isn't it?
Grok.
I mean, Grok is just out there grinding. Grok on the grind. We got Grok on the grind. Yeah.
Grinding. ChatGPT basically said the same thing, but since I did deep research, it was so deep it came with pictures and all kinds of stuff, and like you could turn it in as a term paper. Is it accurate? I don't know, man. It was those files were just released a couple of hours ago, but that's what they do. That's what AI can do is they can process that.
That's crazy, and I can't wait to see what all kind of comes from that. It's like, to me though, if this is the narrative that continues, and this is what continues to be, we still get this. I don't think people are going to like doubt it more than ever, because it's like we know that was not the case.
Yeah, it sounds like
now
it's doubling down.
It's a bunch of filtered crap that they're giving us too. They've somehow files have been removed. I mean, how many years has it been? 50 plus? Like, so
60 almost. Yeah,
60 years
plus,
so,
62 years.
So what has happened over that time? You don't think things have been taken out of that? If you don't give me something worth of crap in there,
they were taken out 62 years ago.
We'll see the same. We'll see the same thing with what's his name's gig book. The guy that killed him, that hung himself. The whatever.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, we'll get that about 62 years from now. Same thing. And they'll say, "Oh, it wasn't nothing in there. It was like Jimmy Hoffa's where they think they buried Jimmy Hoffa or Al Capone's safe, whatever it was. Geraldo did that time. You know, they go, "Oh, it's nothing here." I'm like, come on now. After all that, there's something in the CIA files they found, if nothing else, that we found interesting in the plot. I mean, there's got to be something.
Man, there's something. I mean,
it's going to be fun.
Why wouldn't they have told us? Why wouldn't they already told us?
Well, I can only imagine right now there are God knows how many shows sitting there just analyzing all 80,000 pages, and we're gonna we're giving our resident alien expert and resident complete conspiracy theorist person Bowser a little time to digest this bad boy. And
I know you're listening. Let's start digging in, buddy, because we need to bring in soon to break this down, dissect this thing, give the human, whatever you are, element to this, human, alien element to this action. So yeah,
alien.
Yeah.
He is an alien. Look, there's no doubt. Look, here's the deal. I ain't buying what they're selling right now. There's no way there was a long gunman that could shoot a 30-06 with a bolt action 30-06 that fast, 3 shots that accurate. No way. Heads don't go back. What about the grassy knoll?
It's alignment of the bullets. It's like this magic bullet theory and all this. It doesn't. There's too many different entryways and exits. It's like nothing makes sense. It's like, could he get those shots off? I've been up there. I've been to that book depository. I've sat in that window and looked at that shot. I've seen the X on the sidewalk. It's not near as far as it looks. Like, you're like, oh yeah, that's a shot that could be made. The shot could be made 1,000,000,000%. It's just like those angles of the bullets could not have happened. It's like the speed.
Can't happen that fast.
No. It's
what
just
about that
much,
documentary of the guy who said the film's been doctored since day one, and that it was the guy in front seat? What was that documentary?
Yeah, I've seen that. When he comes up, like, I don't think that's a documentary.
Yeah.
Like
and someone says they saw it once and then they got rid of it. This is the real footage, you know.
And he turns and pops him, and then the driver shoots him. I don't know, dude. Somebody shot him other than the guy from behind.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't.
Yeah, some say the driver did it. And that's why Governor Conley's got grazed too. It was because of the driver.
It'd be like the guy who shot at Trump acted alone. No, he was coached. Or
not a chance.
Not a chance.
Just let him just conveniently get to the best damn location possible. Not a chance. No way. And I mean, I think that's why it's been released. I mean, look, I don't care who's in office. I still don't believe. I'm not going to believe that there was just a sole gunman in that.
Not either.
And I can't believe it with Trump either. And if for some reason that is the actual story that comes out, then I think they got to Trump, whoever they are. They're like, nah, bro.
Possibly so.
You can let all of this out. Yeah. Here's 80,000 pages of fluff, but we're going to keep the 7 pages that really kind of like that are out there. And guess what we're about to do? We're burning them. They're gone. Yeah. They don't exist anymore.
So I think Clay Walker was probably way out in front on this because he's, that's why he doesn't trust his driver. You know what I mean? Like,
the country singer,
drive me smooth. You know what I mean? Like
he really was
concerned about that driver. I know what happened to JFK. He got shot by his driver. So, dude, you need to dial in and focus.
Diana, I mean, that's why I cussed him out. Basically,
it is. Hey,
there's also a time traveler in that picture of the Knoll too, right? Isn't there a time traveler in that picture too? So
absolutely, there is.
So over there could be something. That's what we think because the time person changed some matrix sticked up or something. I don't know.
Twisted it all up.
It's all wild, man. I really look forward to seeing what is revealed from it, though, from all these different podcasts and experts that have been waiting years. It looks to me, or at least at this point, just based off of records, like there's not a lot to it. And that's kind of what I was expecting. And I think you're going to get the same thing with the Martin Luther King files. I think you're going to get the same thing, with the Jeffrey Epstein files, like you said. I don't think anything's going to make our federal government look like things are an inside job, like they are on Zero, whatever that movie is, our show that's on Netflix.
Cause too much chaos.
Yeah, too much chaos. Yeah,
there's too much chaos.
Even Trump's come out and said a few things like, as much as I'd love to share that with you, I just think that's too much.
Yeah, y'all don't need to. Yeah,
you don't need to know this. I'll tell you what you do need to know, though. If you happen to be in South Alabama this weekend, and particularly if you're in Opp, Alabama, near Opp and the Rattlesnake Rodeo, which is going on this weekend, dude, there is a line up. You talking about 90s country happening in Opp, Alabama this weekend? Friday night, dude, Confederate Railroad.
Hell
trashy women, right? So we got Confederate Railroad, love Confederate Railroad. Then we got on Saturday Shenandoah.
Shenandoah,
dozen roses.
2 dozen
would it
roses,
change
baby.
your mind? And then we got Tracy Lawrence. Paint me a Birmingham. I mean, dude, you got Tracy Lawrence, Shenandoah, Confederate Railroad, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Unbelievable lineup for the Rattlesnake Rodeo in Opp, Alabama this weekend. So if you're around, and you get to watch, snakes race out through there.
It's what everybody what happens at the Rattlesnake Rodeo, Blazy.
Dude, it is so good. It is. It's like a festival. You got everybody's vendors and stuff set up. But what's going on within that? There's music during the day. You can eat fried rattlesnake meat. There's rattlesnake races throughout the day. You can go there and hang
rattlesnake eggs.
Rattlesnake, everything. Yancey, Neil Yancey's mom. What's her name? Mary Yancey. She's got all the rattlesnake skin boots and coats and earrings. You can get the buttons for the rattlers hanging off your ears. You can get all the rattlesnake apparel that you want while you're there. Then we've got Grease pole climb contest. They take Crisco and grease this giant pole. They put the ground. Who could shimmy up to the top of that thing? You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing that the person, like somebody just sit there and they won't even move a foot. And then when here comes this old redneck with no shoes on, like, watch this boy all the way to the top. And it ain't but like one or two that'll do it all day. But if you get a foot, you got it to the top. And then they got the buck dancing contest going on there too. Oh, that's so classic.
The buck dancing. What is that? Like
what
is that?
You know what buck?
I don't know what buck. I don't know what that is.
JR, it's out of like a South. I don't know if it's South Alabama. It's Southern. It's a style of dancing where your feet. I mean, you kicking up dust. You know what I mean? Like it's a thing. You know what I mean?
So that's like when your feet are moving,
your legs
real fast,
are really
but
moving?
You're not.
Yeah, exactly. You're kind of
okay. I know what you're talking about. I never knew it was called that.
Yeah, but
we call it spinning out.
Spinning out. You can Google on YouTube buck dancing Opp, Alabama. There's this one old guy. He's dead now, but he used to kill it. He used to murder it. He'd just stand there. His head would never even move. He would just stand still. Straight.
Yeah, but his whole body just
feet just rocking. It's freaking phenomenal.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
Damn,
I can do it like
crazy.
this much. I mean, I've got enough in me to demonstrate, but that's about it. Wow. So anyway, Op Alabama this weekend. It is happening. They are bringing it back. The rodeo.
Damn it. If that ain't country, I'll kiss your ass. That's unbelievable. That's great. Yeah. Y'all head out to the Rattlesnake Rodeo, man.
Yes, sir.
Wow. That's going to be fun. So are we going to have any, you going? Are we going to have any content potentially coming from this?
You know what? So I got to get Amanda. Amanda's going with a couple of her friends, and they're having a girls' weekend in Op. How good is that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, where Op is the destination for a girls' weekend. So Amanda.
That's awesome.
And and
you live at a resort town where everybody else travels from all over.
Oh yeah, so everybody's here for spring break, and they're heading to Op to stay at the best.
Sounds like a better deal.
Yep. Yeah. Have a big old time. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Come back in some rattlesnake skirts and stuff.
Yeah.
Some boots.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Some jewelry. I'm sure they have all kinds of things.
Got it all. Fun. Belt buckles, everything you can imagine. Oh my gosh. I mean Randy White's not going to be giving out Skoal, but like it's still close to what it used to be. I used to get Skoal from Randy White back in the day. He was always
you could go to festivals across the South, and they had the Skoal guys there and whatever other smokeless
and the cigarette.
Oh yeah,
and cigarette people too. You could sign up, get free.
Hell yeah, they give you a pack of cigarettes or a roll, a 5-can roll of dip. Yeah. That's how I started dipping when I was 14 years old because I was 14 or 15. I was playing baseball. Everybody in Florine dipped for the most part. And I started dipping. We were all dipping. We were all dipping probably like 24 years old. I finally quit. One of my friends the other night was like, man, have you had the Zen? The nicotine in it is so great. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I need to do it. He's like, I just started. He's in his 40s. And I'm like, no, man, I think exactly. We've talked about it on here. I'm like, no, I've
been down that road.
Away from it. I don't think I need to that. I got enough vices.
I don't think we need to revisit
back on that action.
Yeah,
no,
we're not trying to revisit that era. Obviously, it'd be a lot cleaner and not because man, dipping's nasty and chewing and all that. But we all did it. Yeah, if you played baseball growing up in the South and you're back in the day, I mean,
every kid did it.
Everybody
did it. Yeah. I mean, you would go from the Skoal tent. Literally about 10 feet over would be the damn spitting contest. Yeah. And who could spit farthest and who could spit the farthest with tobacco. You had to get a big old dip so you could. I mean, I could spit. I can still spit a long way.
I bet you could. I bet you could.
Some people just spit it between their teeth and just, I mean, and they had spittoons. It was,
win a green long contest.
Yeah. Yes, I had to use my fingers to get this extra velocity, but there's just some old boys just give you the old,
Were you a fine cut guy or because I feel like the fine cut guys, they really felt like they were elitists. Oh, yeah. Number one, like we can hit the fine cut stuff. We're better than you. We can pack this fine cut. You're, you can't and hit that can. I was always a long cut guy. Even though I could dip the fine cut, I still preferred the long cut just because the fine cut would, next thing you know, you go look in the mirror, you'd smile, and it was like you might as well have just eaten pepper. Just in every crevice of your teeth. You had to realize, so I obviously didn't pack it as tight as I thought in order for the slippage to happen, but it's almost like dipping a tea bag or something,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't miss that.
No, I don't miss it at all.
Even talking about I'm not here. There was a time when I'd be like, oh my God, where is that can of and I'd gotten on Grizzly. Where is that Grizzly at? And now I'm
trying to. I'm like you said. I'm trying to give up vices, not add any at this point.
Yeah, that's correct. I got enough. I'm trying to lower the list for sure. Exactly. The last time I had one, I was playing disc golf with my buddy Matt English, and he had a dip, and it had been probably 4 or 5 years. I'm like, whatever. I'll have a dip. I know I don't want to start this again, but I'll have one. Just to remember, I hadn't been that sick since I was like 14 or 15 years old. Speaking of Terry Foster, he may not remember this, but one of the first times I ever had tobacco, I think it was the first time I chewed all day long. I chewed the chewing leaf, I didn't swallow it. It tasted so sweet and good. I didn't know any better. I just, whatever. And I swallowed it at baseball practice. I was fine, totally fine. Dang. Until after baseball practice. And like 30 minutes later, after I'd spit it out and everything, I just started going downhill and downhill and downhill to a point. Then I started puking like freaking Tracy Morgan. almost paralyzed and was in a tub. And Terry was coming over to the house to help me do something. I don't remember what. And I remember him coming in. I'm in the tub. I'm miserable. He's like, he was like, we'll do it tomorrow. And then white as a ghost. God, it was terrible. So that happened again. The last time I had a dip, that was the first time, and then that was the last time, and I let them bookend each other. That's the end of that one.
Close that book.
I won't dip again. Yeah, I'm good. I don't need that again.
Yep.
Anyhow, yeah, that is some redneck stuff. That's a great redneck story, Blasey.
Yeah, good old redneck. Story. There it is. It's happening live this weekend.
Yeah, first time I ever tried any chew that I remember was at a drag strip in Camp Hill, Alabama, and somebody had some homemade peach chew, and I thought, man, that sounds good. And I got me a plug and chewed on that sucker for a minute, and yeah, it was all she wrote, buddy. It hit me like a donkey in the side of my head, and I was green, and it was over. I barely remember getting home.
It's a bad feeling, man.
12, 13. I was probably 13 or 14, maybe 15.
Yep. God,
and then that's about the time I started. After that, I started dipping pretty much full time in like probably middle high baseball. Probably because everybody did, and then at least by ninth grade, I played varsity in ninth grade. I wasn't any good. I just needed to fill a spot. So from ninth grade on, for sure, dip was around because everybody was doing it, and the coaches didn't care. Yeah. They had ex-nayed the cigarettes by my era. You know, a generation or a decade behind you guys. There was still, and then Blasey, I mean, you a few years older than me, not many, but you may remember, because I can barely remember it. Yeah, they had the smoking section at our high school football field, and it had just ended by the time I got into high school. But like in the early 90s, you could still smoke on break and stuff.
And a lot of them were kids.
Yeah. You're supposed to be of age, but it was unmonitored.
But
we smoked in the bathroom back then, and I think, how bad did that have to smell? And think we're getting away with it.
0% chance. I remember the Elba High School. Now I wasn't in high school yet, but at the time you had the Elba High School, which is not there now, where the flood got it. But there was this gym that burned down. It's called the Burnout Gym. So it was this vacant little space in there with these walls around it, and they would let kids in high school go out there in the Burnout Gym to smoke cigarettes. Like, it was allowed. It wasn't like just
how ironic it burned up and they let you go smoking it after it burned down. That's about right. Well, it's already burned up. You ain't gonna burn it no more.
Elby, by God.
Nope.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's good stuff.
Unbelievable. Well, that's fun. That's fun stuff. Well, let's dive on in. Let's talk a little bit about hoops, man. Let's break down in the most and least unprofessional way possible. Rapid fire March Madness picks. I'm going to be honest with you. Since my team, the LSU Tigers, were pretty pathetic. There were only two teams in all of the SEC that did not make the NCAA tournament. So which was a record, by the way, with 14 teams.
Insanity. Totally
crazy that 14 of the 66 or 68 or whatever the number is with the play-in games or whatnot, that 14 of them are from the SEC. It's just crazy, but it sucks for South Carolina and LSU. Both invited to the NIT, both declined. LSU doesn't have a team to field to begin with, like they're leaving or going somewhere else or whatever. But in LSU's case, no one cares, but they're freeing up NIL money next year, so I do not expect them to be in the cellar at least. Maybe they can get to the middle of the pack, but beyond them, a lot of great teams, a lot of great stuff. March Madness. JR, begin this.
All right. So in the first round, we've got Auburn versus potential Alabama State or San Francisco.
Easy.
Auburn's taking that first round.
I think Alabama State just won. Did Alabama State already play? I think Alabama State won the ball game.
I know there were some playing games as we're doing this. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter.
Anyway,
they're going to get. It doesn't matter. They're losing the next game. All the play-in teams, every play-in team losing. Can tell you that they're going to lose on Thursday or Friday
69. Night. They're going to lose that first game. To Auburn.
So we got next matchup we have is number 8 Louisville versus number 9 Creighton. Hadn't seen either one of these play much. Let's take Creighton. All right.
Just got their basketball.
Yep. Next one we got number 5 Michigan versus number 12 UC San Diego. I hate picking Michigan, but I doubt UC San Diego is going to beat.
What did UC San Diego?
I don't know. I'm going to tell you right now.
They're 12 seed.
Yes, they're a 12 seed, and they can shoot the rock.
Yep. Well, and I like going by special things, like other things that come up to make me think of this. So, like for me, I'm actually going to be in San Diego Saturday. We're playing a show at Petco Park for the big radio station there. So I got to take them for that. All right,
you got to take there's only 4 of those games.
You got to take at least one, if not 2 of those. You got to take 2 of them.
Okay,
yeah, they're a 3-point shooting team. I like that. So yeah. And you're going there. There's an omen. So that's it.
Next one we've got is Texas A&M versus Yale. I got to go with Texas A&M because of Coach Stallings and the history there.
Yeah. A&M's been playing.
I'm going with Yale. Yale is a 3-point shooting team, dude. They won the
You didn't know
Ivy
anything
League.
about the bracket. You know more about it than me. I thought you didn't know anything about these teams.
I know a little bit.
Apparently. You know about every team. If you know about Yale, if you know Yale's good, you know more than a little bit.
Well, I got to give credit where credit is due. T-Bob, A-Bear, here in Baton Rouge, and that crap off the bench. That's the name of the podcast.
Yeah,
the show every morning. I've been listening to them in the mornings, and
breaking Yale down,
Jacob Hester is really on a hot streak gambling right now. Y'all can listen to that. It's on 104.5 ESPN. You can find them online on YouTube or whatever. Listen to their show. It starts at 7 a.m. every morning. It's a great show. It's hilarious, and it's sports, but they talk about everything too. Jacob's on a run, and he has been talking about Yale and a little bit about the Ivy League. I mean, I get it with A&M. I think A&M is for sure the better team on paper, but I like some of the. What is Yale 13 seed every now and then? You can pick one of them.
I need to hear the seed number.
They're a 13 seed. Yale's
13. Yeah.
All right, I'm taking them. This is a bracket that I think I throw $25 in on, and the winner takes all, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Ole Miss versus I guess that's San Diego State or North Carolina.
What seed?
Mississippi's like good. That's a 6 seed versus an 11 seed. I like Ole Miss because they beat Bama, and I've watched them play a few times. They're good.
Yeah. Next Ole Miss, they got Chris Beard, man. That's their coach.
We'll take Ole Miss.
So we've got number 3 Iowa State versus number 14 Lipscomb. Probably gonna take Iowa State there.
Sure. Iowa State on that one, I guess.
We got number 7 Marquette versus number 10 New Mexico. I was actually in New Mexico this past Saturday, so I was in Mescalero, New Mexico, Inn of the Mountain Gods. Beautiful up there at the top, big beautiful casino, 7,000 foot elevation.
Gotta go with New Mexico.
Yeah, a couple hours east of Taos. We stopped by there on the way because we were in Avon, Colorado, on a Thursday night, which when we left, Jerry Seinfeld was pulling in. He was playing the same venue we were the next night, which was ironic. The marquee was like Justin Moore, cowboy hat guy, and Jerry Seinfeld, New York guy. It was so wild. But
that's so
anyway,
good.
That's an odd billboard.
Yeah, right. So all right, last in this region, we have number 2 Michigan State versus number 15 Bryant. I've got to go Michigan State just because I mean they go deep.
Let's go Michigan State.
So let's go ahead and finish out this bracket.
I think what you need to do is just go to the Sweet 16. It'll give us something to do next week to check in where you are, and then you can reevaluate. Can't we do that? Is that illegal to do? No,
I got to pick this bracket out all the way.
There's no rules all the way. Okay, I was just trying to think.
Well, this is a good exercise for me too, because after we finish this show, I've got 2 or 3 to fill out.
Yeah, I did one last night. Yep.
I'm in a league a little more fun where you pick the first round. Right. It's $5, but it's highly competitive. You pick the first round, you get 1 point, and then you get to pick each. You in this other thing that I'm in, you just pick each round, which is fun. So
you get points. Yeah, I've done one of those.
All 32 of these.
Those are fun.
I'm gonna go the first round in each, and while y'all are talking, I'll pick the rest later. All right, so we're gonna go to the West region. We got number 1 Florida versus number 16 Norfolk State.
Florida's playing good basketball.
Number 8 UConn versus number 9 Oklahoma.
That's gonna be that'll be fun. But give me Oklahoma, another SEC school. But I've watched Oklahoma play a few times. They're one of the few teams that I've actually seen some. I watched them play LSU. I watched them play 2 or 3 other times, and they're kind of Jekyll and Hyde. If they're hot, they're as dangerous as anybody. But a lot of times they're not.
Real streaky.
So they're a streaky team. Yeah, I don't think they'll go far, but I think they win.
They can make some noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever wins that one's going to lose to Florida anyway, probably.
Florida's the best team in the tournament.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Duke's strong. Duke doesn't even have Cooper Kupp, and man, that's tough.
I think Florida's going to win it all.
Cooper Flag.
We'll get there.
All right. Alabama's the best, by the way. Number 5, Memphis versus number 12, Colorado State.
Colorado State.
Yeah, I'm going to take Memphis all day.
Taking that
number 4, Maryland versus number 13, Grand Canyon.
That could be fun. Grand Canyon usually comes in with a little swag, and they've made some games interesting, but they won't.
My brother was just at the Grand Canyon this past week, so there you go. Missouri versus Drake. Number 6 versus number 11, Mizzou. Number 3, Texas Tech versus number 14, North Carolina, Wilmington. I'm actually going to Wilmington April 3rd, so I got to pick.
And lately these 14 and 15 seeds have been winning way more than they used to win. You know what I mean? Like,
who are they playing?
It happens.
Texas Tech, North Carolina, Wilmington.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, guns up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So number 7, Kansas versus number 10, Arkansas.
Give me Arkansas for that dang Justin Moore.
Let's get hog wild on them. Number 2, St. John's versus number 15, Nebraska of Oklahoma. Or
St. John's going to go a long ways, baby. St. John's is going to go a long ways with Slick Rick.
All right, let's go. Number 1 in the East region, Duke versus number 16, America or MSN.
That's a shoe-in.
Duke.
Number 8, Mississippi State versus number 9, Baylor.
Tough one.
That could be fun. Tough one. I'm going to go SEC on this. I think it's a matter of the 14 teams, how many advance out of the SEC? I'm going to say 7 at least.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Dog.
Number 5, Oregon versus number 12, Liberty.
Liberty.
I mean, that's going to be my second 12-5. I will take Liberty. Liberty's always strong in the tourney.
Yeah.
Number 4, Arizona, and Oregon spending all their money on football.
Yeah.
Number 4, Arizona versus number 13, Akron. Going Arizona.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
number 6, BYU versus number 11, VCU. See, VCU is one of those teams that'll slip up and beat a few people.
They will.
Virginia Commonwealth. I'm gonna go VCU.
Yeah, you got to.
Just because I watched Primeval
and those former Will Wade's the general former school.
And I just watched American Primeval. I don't know if any of you guys have or not. Hardcore, but does not shed a nice light on early Mormon doings. So you're out, BYU. Brigham Young was actually referenced in there. Yeah, American Primeval, the darkest Western movie you'll see. No, it just came out. Number 3, Wisconsin versus number 14, Montana. Wisconsin.
No, I'm taking Wisconsin.
They're gonna have some big lugs and some good guards. I know. Number 7, Number 7, St. Mary's versus number 10, Vandy. Got to go Vandy, don't we? They're not very good,
man. I don't know. I'm going to take St. Mary's, man. I like their point guard play. Always.
All right, number 2, Alabama versus Robert Morris by himself.
Oh, Robert.
Bob.
Robert better be balling that night. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, Bob better
Let me throw something to you right now. Yeah. The Bear versus Robert Morris.
Robert Morris, 1,000. The Bear, -2. Here we go. Number 1 in the Midwest regional, we've got number 1 Houston versus number 16 SIU Edwardsville. We're gonna go Houston on that. Phi Slamma Jamma, Texas tallest
at least.
Yeah, Houston was home of Phi Slamma Jamma, Texas tallest fraternity.
Isn't that Clyde?
And Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler.
Yeah, Clyde Drexler. Yeah.
We got number 8 Gonzaga versus number 8 or 9 Georgia. Both Bulldog mascots. Both start with a G and end with an A. 8-9 seed. How weird of the pairing is that? Going them dogs. Number 5 Clemson. I don't know. Gonzaga's probably going to beat Georgia. Georgia's not
probably are.
Yeah, I'm going with Gonzaga.
Number 5, I switched it. Number 5 Clemson versus number 12 McNeese.
Don't sleep on the general, baby. Don't sleep on the general Will Wade, who, if somebody does not pick up Will Wade, I'm looking at you, Indiana. I'm looking at you, NC State, and I'm looking at you, Jacob Hester, who's been preaching this because it's true. Man, you're making a fool of yourself. There's no one in America that knows how to work the portal system better than that guy. No one who understands analytics. Dear God, I wish LSU would fire Matt McMahon and bring the general back to Baton Rouge where we were having success and having fun again. Gimme McNeese.
Love it. Number 4, Purdue versus number 13, High Point. Nice name.
Oh, High Point. You got to go with High Point, don't you?
No, I'm not going with High Point.
I'm going with High Point.
I like their name.
I actually made that pick yesterday. I got to go
number
with
6, Illinois versus either number 11 Texas or Xavier, which Texas has a really talented freshman. I know that, and Xavier's a big school on the East Coast, and they always represent.
Yeah, give me Texas in that for sure.
Yeah. But Illinois, they're going to be coached well.
Very much so.
All right, then we got one of the most highly anticipated matchups in the entire tournament coming in the first round. Number 3, Kentucky Wildcats versus the mighty 14 Troy Trojans.
Let me say, I want to preface something real quick. Okay. I'll take 30 seconds. Scott Cross, head coach at Troy, motto, take the stairs, right? Do you realize that they have this whole inside thing going where if a player comes in as a recruit and they roll by the Waffle House and he doesn't agree to eat breakfast there, they cut him. They only accept recruits that want to go to the Waffle House and eat. Every player on their team are Waffle House fans, and that is like cool. He's like, I've actually decided now it probably should be our first question versus later on, but it's worked out. He said the last couple of years where every single person, somebody said they didn't want Waffle House, we did not offer them. They wanted Waffle House.
I think that's
we were in. He's got a Waffle House.
I think that's a fair assessment. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to go with that Waffle House gang.
I like it.
It is a litmus test.
Baby. Give me Scott Cross.
I don't want to hang around. If you don't like Waffle House, you could go ahead and unfollow our show. I'm sorry. I feel that strongly about that fine establishment.
I saw that story today or yesterday that they interviewed him on that. And he talked about the whole Waffle House recruiting thing that they got going.
That's great.
We've got number 7, UCLA Bruins versus number 10, Utah State.
That could be fun. I
got to go Utah State because that's where Brad Matthews used to live, and I used to visit him up there a lot. Bryson and I and Dave Wilhelm, a bunch of us used to go to Logan, Utah, which is about an hour and 15 minutes north of Salt Lake City, and visit Brad. So I'll take the Bruins. State. Okay. Number 2, Tennessee versus number 15, Wofford. Tennessee looks good when they're on. Yeah.
No doubt.
Wofford limped in. Wofford won their tournament, but they were like almost a sub 500 team. You know what I mean? They won the tournament. They're playing good basketball, but that's just too much for them.
Too much. Yep. Well, that's
Indiana hired WVU's coach today. So
West Virginia got screwed. They should have been in.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's another story.
Another story for another day, says the one-man posse, Mr. Chad Blossy.
Who else we got?
Y'all think Auburn will go? How far do you think Auburn will go?
Well, that's what I was going to say. So, for the folks that we're going to we'll probably spare that because by the time this airs, I think this is going to be a Bubba show for sure. By the time this airs, some of these games will have already been played. We'll keep this up so we know what our score is, of course. But with all of that said, everything here, there, let's talk about the Sweet 16 briefly. JR, who do you think favorites? Who do you like to advance into the Sweet 16, maybe even the Elite 8, Final 4, and ultimately win it? Who do you think wins the whole shebang?
Yeah. I got my 2.
Well, I think Michigan State's got a shot. I think Florida's got a shot. St. John's, Duke and Alabama, I both think have a shot. And Houston or Tennessee. I'm going to say it's probably going to come down to I'd love to be an Alabama, Florida, if that could happen.
Are they? So could that potentially happen? If that matchup were to happen, when would it happen?
Yeah, I think so. Or are they on the same side over there? No,
Houston will beat Tennessee.
I know Auburn could potentially meet up with somebody in the Final 4. Maybe it's Florida. Whenever I looked at the bracket briefly, that Auburn and Florida could play in the Final 4. Which honestly,
Auburn versus Michigan State in the Elite 8 is what I've got.
Okay.
Michigan State making a run. Okay. Yeah.
Then I've got Florida beating St. John's in the Elite 8. And then I've got.
That's going to be the Elite 8's going to be. Of course, that's when you got the 8 best teams. That's what I love about the tournament is you get down to that and the best teams rise to the top. Anybody can beat anybody on one day, but can you back it up?
I've basically got
can. Makes it fun.
I've got Final 4 of Florida versus Michigan and Alabama versus Houston. So I got 1 and 2 seeds. By the end, it breaks down I just think but I don't know a lot. See, it's just guesstimation. I think we're going to have an Alabama versus Florida national championship with Alabama taking it home. There we go. There's my
That's
final.
interesting.
There it is. That
final
is,
score. Final score: Florida 85, Alabama 91.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's so wild. That's so different because I have Troy playing High Point in the championship game. So that's kind of interesting.
God, I'm pulling for that. The chaos that would have ensued for that to happen. Unreal. Man, I don't know who's going to play in the championship game, but I think that Auburn and Florida will play in the Final Four, and I do believe whoever wins that game will win the whole shebang. So
yeah,
I think those are the best two teams in the tournament. I think Duke is on the other side of that, and so I think it's going to be Duke or Houston versus Auburn or Florida, and that. So I don't know if that can be the Final Four.
I've actually got
that's my Final Four.
I've got Auburn versus Tennessee in the championship game. I think Tennessee.
I think the SEC is going to make it to the Final Four. It just seems that it's too strong of a conference this year, which is something we've never really been able to say.
Yeah, it's crazy
about the SEC. But
wild.
It's just incredibly strong. So
it is.
It'll be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be. It's always going to be a gas, man.
It is going to be a gas. It is going to be a gas.
Well, JR, anything else on the March Madness before we start to wrap that up?
That's all I can think of now. Like I said, by the time we reconvene next week for another podcast or on a live later this week or whenever we do something, we'll have a lot more updates because this is going to tip off Thursday. So
Thursday
we'll have some big games happening Thursday and Friday. So by this weekend, we'll have the whole thing will be wide open and different. We'll have a whole new something to talk about. But I hope everybody's teams make a good deep run in the tournament. If you made it to the NIT, I hope you do well and win that. Any postseason tournaments or things like that you can be in. Hope everybody does well. Teams do good. Hope nobody gets hurt. Hope everybody rises their stock for their future. Or just has a good time doing it and making some memories. So here's to a great
and just having fun.
Having fun from the.
You got a team
crew,
in the fight. Have fun.
Yeah, have fun. Have fun. Yeah, go to tigsbits.com and get you some merchandise. Get you a hat. Get you a koozie. Get you a cup. You know what I mean? Load up. Get you some shirts. Have fun. That's what it's all about here, folks. Having fun. And JR, go have fun with that tenderloin. Those two tenderloins you got on you, buddy.
Oh, I can't wait, boys.
Sir.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Well, I've got to go. Like I said, I'm actually leaving tomorrow. I've got to go to Reno, Nevada. Got a show there Thursday. Then I go to Temecula, California. Is he in Reno? I don't think he's in Reno anymore.
He should talk about Reno.
Yeah,
he was wearing a white
Temecula, California's. Yep, he's looking sharp. Always looking sharp. And then wrapping up in San Diego before we come back. So
I'll be
on the road.
Nice San Diego.
Fun story. And actually, you talking about Tracy Lawrence. I saw Tracy, last week at the Opry. It was good to see him. I didn't know he was coming to Op, but love Tracy Lawrence, Randy Travis, Opry folks was great seeing all them.
Yeah,
beautiful night. So anyway, I hope to have some more tales from the road soon. But thanks for everybody for tuning in. It's been a great show as always. I look forward to seeing the rebuttal with the JFK files coming out. I can't wait to see what everybody else's opinion on that.
Yeah, a lot more.
Right. And Bubba and the guys have been taking a little break here. I know, like I said earlier, Seth's been at Universal or somewhere
Disney
with his daughter and stuff. And I noticed that, and I did notice today on the podcast that they did have it. It didn't have any time on it. It didn't pop up on mine. Like you couldn't listen to it. It said it had 0 minutes on it. So I don't know what the deal with that is. I guess everybody's on break. They're probably all having beers while their kids play with dangerous metal objects. And Bubba's probably
exactly what they should be doing.
Yeah, Bubba's probably
bulbs and sockets and
absolutely.
plugs.
And Bubba's probably somewhere doing flare chops on some kid in a warehouse, training for his comeback to the AEW when he gets ready. When all this, because I wouldn't doubt Bubba trying to figure out a way to get an angle, even if it's not on the big time, but somehow getting an angle with wrestling as this documentary comes out. Why would you not? Even if it's an independent shot somewhere with some cameras or something. But it'd be really awesome if Bubba would come on and make an angle on a big show with someone from the documentary, confront them on the thing and then have a battle for it.
That Kurt Angle shoot wasn't an accident. So yeah, I got a feeling that more things will be coming.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, until next week, gang, we'll see y'all.
Drive me smooth.
It's Tigs tonight.